Hi everyone. Uh, in this video, we are going to discuss introduction to XHTML. These are the points we are going to discuss in these chapters. Introduction, editing XHTML5. First, XHTML examples. W3C XHTML validation service, headers, link, images, special characters and more link line breaks, unordering list, nested and order list, web resources. Objective of these chapters. In these chapters, you will be understanding the important component of XHTML documents, use HTML file to create web pages, add images to web pages, and create and use hyperlink to help user navigations web pages, markup list of informations, and how can we create the tables with the rows and columns of data, creates and use forms to get user inputs, editing the what is called XHTML. Expansion of XHTML is a extensible hypertext markable languages. In this chapter's beginnings, unlocking the power of web-based applications developments with HTML5. Unlike other programming languages such as C, C++, C as Java, and Visual Basic, HTML5 is a markup language that specifies and the structures and content of documents that are displayed in the web browsers. So HTML5 is a markup language that specify the structure and content of document that are displayed in web browsers. We introduce some basic, then cover more sophisticated HTML5 techniques such as tables, forms, internal linking, meta elements for specific informations about a documents. In later chapters, we will discuss new features of HTML files. Later, we'll discuss CSS3 technologies for specifying how web pages look. Right. Next slide. Editing XHTML5. We will create XHTML5 document by typing XHTML5 markup text in a text editors such as Notepad, text editors, VI, Mac, and saving it with a .xhtml or .xhtm file name extensions. A computer called a web server store XHTML file document. Clients such as a web browser running on your local computer or smartphones require specific resource such as XHTML5 document from web server. For example, typing www.stjoseph.ac.in into web browser, address field requires the file downloads.html from St. Joseph server. We discuss web server in later chapters, right? Now we will simply place the XHTML file document on your computer and renders by opening them locally with your web browsers, right? First, XHTML examples. This chapter presents XHTML5 markup capabilities and provide screen captures that shows how a browser renders. You can download the examples from the books which we are going to refer, that we can download some those example and all, right? The XHTML file documents we shows have line numbers of your convenience that are not part of the documents. Open each HTML5 document in various web browsers so you can view the interact with it, right? So look at the first line. Start with actually this line tells us if you're going for any programming language like C, C++, Java, we use mostly for the user purpose, for user understanding purpose, we use some command line. So like that, we can also create the command line HTML5 markup language using this symbol. Like we can start with the less than symbol and followed with the exclamatory question mark, then two hyphen, and end with the two hyphen and uh, greater than symbols. So whatever the content which you are going to give in between these two tags, that is going to be a command line. This text will not display in a browsers. And these are structure like these are structure of your HTML files. How look like? We always start with the HTML elements. Elements nothing but a tag that we call as a tag name, and after XHTML tag we use the head tag. Head tag consists of a head section like a title of document, style sheets, and scripts. Suppose if you want to use some CSS or JavaScript, any scripting language, you should use inside the head section. After the head section, you can use the body element, body sections, and page content browser display. This will be displayed in a body sections. These are actually each tag consists of two things, which is a start tag and end tag. Okay, right? Each tag have maybe having or have not having attributes providing additional information about your documents, like a name, values. These we'll discuss later, right? So each and every tag must have start tag and end tag. So end tags are end with forward slash. That I'll tell you later how we can create the starter connect. So this is first examples. Look at the green lines. These are called as a command line. Start with the less than symbol and followed by exclamation question mark and two hyphens like fig dot 4.1 main direction. This is called a command line. This will not displayed in your browser, right? Mm. So look at the second line, doc type HTML public, and we use some a link here, right? This is nothing but document type declarations. Document type declarations we define as a doc type in line 1 is a record in HTML5 document. So the browser render the page in standard mode according to the HTML file and CSS specifications. Some browsers operate in quicker mode to maintain backward compatibilities with web pages that are not up to the date with the latest standard. You will include a doc type in each HTML file document you create. And blank lines. We include blank lines to make our document easier to read. The browsers ignore them. So the black lines are browser going to be ignored. It will not considered by the browser, right? Comment line I told you. Mm. HTML head body elements. HTML5 markup contain text images, graphic, animations, audio, and video that are represent the content of documents and elements that specify the document structures and meaning. Some important elements are the HTML elements, which is stored mm, the head element and body element. The HTML element enclose the head sections and body sections. The head sections containing informations about the sorry, the head sections contain the informations about the that the page use, which help the browsers determine how to render the content. The title, the head sections also contain special document formatting instructions called CSS3 style sheets and client side programming called script for creating dynamic web pages. The body sections contain the page content which browsers displayed when the user visit the web pages. Start tag and end tag. The HTML file document delimits most elements with the start tag and end tag. The start tag consists of the element's name in angle brackets, and end tags consist element's name preceded by forward slash in angle bracket. There are several so-called void elements that do not have end tag. For example, if you want to use any images on your browsers, we can use the img tag. In img tag, we don't have a end tag. The img tag only contain the start tag. That tags are called as the void elements. As in, you will come to see many start tags have attributes that provide additional information about the elements, which browser use to determine how to process the element. Each attribute has names and values separated by equal sign. Title element. Title element, this is called as a nested element because it is enclosed in the head elements, start tag and end tag. The head element is also a nested element because it is enclosed in the HTML element, start tag and end tag. Can you understand what I'm saying? Actually, the head section is all sorry, the body section also called as a nested elements because it's contain the inside the HTML start tag and end tag, right? Fine. Um, it's okay. Likewise, we can also use the paragraph tag using p tag. Okay. Uh, P and the tag which is enclosed within angle bracket P we call as a paragraph tag. W3 is the HTML5 validation service. You must use proper HTML5 syntax to ensure the browser processes your document properly. The World Wide Web Consortium W3C provide a validation service for checking the document syntax. Document can be validated by providing the URL of online web pages, uploading a file to the validator, pasting code directly into a text area, providing on the validation site. All the HTML5 elements have been validated by uploading a file to validations.w3w3.org. To use a navigator W3 org, to check the chosen files button to select the file from computer to validate, right? This is like a W3C markable validation service validating uploading files, right? So every HTML file has a proper structure that going to be validated by the W3C. Header section, heading. Um, there are 6 headers from H1 through H6. Some text in HTML file documents may be more important than other text, right? So HTML files providing 6 heading elements H1 through H6 for specifying the relative importance of informations. Heading elements H1 is considered as the most significant one and is typically rendered in a large font than other 5. Each successive heading elements H2, H3, etc. is typically rendered in a progressively smaller fonts. Like if you're using H1 element, they're going to be a largest font. If you're going to use a H6, that is smallest font. So we'll go to the example. Um, can you guess what will output here? Uh, the level 1 header, level 2 header, level 3, and level 4, level 5, level 6. So these are the contents which we are used in the head one, h1, h2, h3, h4, h5, h6. So the h1 tag use a large font. What are the content which you are going to use between the two tag, like h1 start tag and h2 end tag? That's going to be a large text. So look at you see the exam output of this program. So this is the output of the previous slide, previous code. Like yeah, level 1 header, it will be displayed in a large font, and L2 is going to be a smaller than H1, L3 is smaller than H2, and L4 is smaller than H4, and L5 is going to be H4, and L6 will be smaller than H6. That's what we're displaying here, right? Right. Next one, linking, hyperlinking. One of the most important HTML5 feature is a hyperlinking, which refer for uh, other resources such as HTML file documents and images. When user click the hyperlink, the browsers try to create an actions associated with it URL or open a email client. Any displayed elements can act as a hyperlink. Web browsers typically underline text hyperlinks and color that are text blue by default, so that the user can uh, use that hyperlink from plain text. So what the tag we are using is anchor tag. Anchor tag are used to create the hyperlink. So suppose if you want to create any hyperlink for your images or any other resources, we have to use that text in between the anchor tag. So A is a tag name. So it between the angle bracket A, and followed by HERF. HERF nothing but attributes. So HERF equal to, within double quotes you have to specify the URL. Like here we are specifying the www.digital.com. So this will be this delight.com will be displayed in a blue color, and it will be underlined. So let's see here. So this is a text here. So delight is going to be displayed in blue color, and also it is underlined. So when you're going to click the delight, it's going to be render new pages called delight.coms, right? Like the likewise second tag, we use anchor tag HERF attributes equal to www dot something something. So when you're going to click the this text, it's going to be rendered in the particular pages, right? So this is what we are going to create the hyperlink. So if you want to create a hyperlink, you have to use the anchor tag A, and followed by HERF attributes equal to within double quotes you have to specify the URL name, right? Like mm. So here these examples shows how we can create the compose mail, like anchor tag followed by HERF attributes equal double quotes. Here you have to specify the mail, um, mail.com. Once again, anchor tag followed by HURL of attributes equal to, within double quotes how to specify the mail to colon and where we want to mail. So you have to specify the mailing addresses. So when you're going to click the text, it's going to be open the compose mail, right? So right. Images. So how we can import the images? So uh, we should how to mark up documents that contain only text, but web pages may also contain images, animations, and graphics, audios, and video, even video. Most popular images used by web browsers today are PNG, or the JPG. PNG is the portable network graphics, and JPEG is a joint photographic expert groups. Users can create images using specified software such as Adobe Photoshop, Express, GIMP, Inkspaces, or many more. Images may also occur from various web pages, websites. Many of which is offered images. Look at the so like sorry. So this how we are going to import the images web pages. We can use the img tag and followed by src attributes equal to double quotes. You have to specify the image name, and we can also specify the height of the image and width of the image. So we can use the attribute name called height equal to double quotes. You have to specify the height values, and with also how much space it be going to be allocated for the images. Suppose if images have lodges, then we can also resize the images in a browser using these two attributes like height and width. So how we are going to import the images? We can import the images using the img tag and followed by src equal to within double quotes have to specify the image name and height and width. So in the img tag does not have end tag, so we can close the img tag using this forward slash at the end of the img tag itself. So this is nothing but a void element. Okay, right. um, Suppose if your image is not in your uh, um, folder, it's going to be displayed. So at the time the images are look like this. So here look at this first images is it is a images in your file. So it displayed. Suppose if you're not in the folder, then it's going to display like this. So like look at the corner the x mark, and this is going to be displayed like when the page is not in your when the image is not in your browser, right? Okay, thank you.